Welcome everybody. My name is Christine. This is my monthly wrap up for July. I live in Melbourne, Australia with my long-term partner and 3 kids who are 18, 4 and 2. And I enjoy crafting and mostly cross-stitching. So I like to cross-stitch every day. I work on every single pattern I own monthly. So we'll get right into it. First up, we have my longest standing project, which is 9 fish. And I am so pleased to say we are finished. Now this did take me a few years. I did take about 9 months off cross-stitching after my baby wasn't so much a tiny little baby anymore and required a bit more attention, if you will. But since I have picked up cross-stitch again, I have focused on this one being a finish and it is done. I'm looking at getting professionally framed. I'm not sure on the cost on that and when I'll get around to that, but that is the plan. Next project I have been working on is Girl and Cat. That's not the proper name for it. That's the name I've given it because it doesn't have a name. The 9 fish and the other 2 stamped kits you see are 11 count. Everything else is 14 count. I work on 14 count because I'm comfortable with that. So this is Girl and Cat. I'm just working top down. So her bow and hair is done. Give you a better idea. So this is just a plod along and it will get done. I'm not stitching the blue or the yellow in here because they are white and I'm not stitching white. Not happening. So there's that. I can't give a percentage on that because I don't know. Next is gingerbread houses. So I've just about finished the first house there. I'm going to obviously finish the snow and then I think I'll go down and start the pattern on the bottom and work on like the white border and then do the other houses. But I'm not sure. I don't really like to make plans because I don't stick to them once I make them. So that is gingerbread houses. Halloween Advent is next. This is the order in which I work on them. Every single month they have their dedicated 2 days and I do what I can in those 2 days. That's it for Halloween Advent. I do have the border going across. I've done half the stitches in there all the way across. I like this one because each box is like a finish, which is nice. It's going to be a big one. I don't have any end dates. It's a Halloween one, but am I aiming to get it done by Halloween? No. It'll get done when it gets done. It's fine. I experimented doing a little bit of like coffee staining and tea staining on AIDA just to test it out, some natural colouring, and I had to play around with food colouring and that actually really works. It does really work. I assume I can't wash the piece after I'm finished, but it irons fine. So this is a little bit of 11 count AIDA that I did some coffee staining on. This reference is from Mean Girls if you're not aware. And it was just a little day stitch. Because I only had a little square, like not much bigger than this hoop. And I just wanted to put something on it. So that was a nice little start and finish. Potion Station is next. This is by one of our fellow floss tubers. And it doesn't look like I've got much done this month, but I've done across here, which is the broom. That's all filled in. That is actually all filled in. And I know it doesn't look like much, but it's 500 stitches that I did on this month, or close to. Sorry, I haven't taken this one out of the hoop. So that's all of the pink potion. I'm actually just trying to work my way down to the bottom because this is going to be a really tight, it's not going to be have much room on the border. So I have heard about a trick where you sew some fabric on the outside of AIDA, so the Q-snap or hoop or whatever you're working on has something to latch onto. So I think I might do that because I'm pretty sure my stitches are actually going to finish like right here. So, oh well, we'll see what happens, and it'll get done. I love this pattern, and it's fun to do. I'm doing it in tent, so it goes pretty fast. Cozy Witch. This is, I have a thread. I have lots of threads, but this one is actually attached to the needle. This is my own design, Cozy Witch. I think I need to work down and find where the face is, because in the mock-up it actually doesn't look great, and I'm putting a lot of work into this. So I'm going to travel down, find the face, put the face in, and go from there. And if it looks terrible, best to abort now and focus on something else. I'll be disappointed, but I don't want to spend countless hours stitching something and then get to the face and then it look really dodgy. Tina Belcher. After I finished 9 fish, because this was so close to a finish, I focused on this. So anytime I had that, there's a couple of days between the 2 days of stitching on certain projects where I don't have anything on, so that's my focus on finished days. So that's my 3rd finish of the month. Again, it's just done the only way I know how in the round. And I think I'll probably gift this to my sister. Girl and Lion is next. Again, just like the other stamped, this isn't a 14 count, it's 11 count. So I'm working my way around. This is intent. Should I do the actual lion's features and the girl's features in full cross? I've never mixed full and half, so if anyone has any opinion about that, I'd be happy. This feels so nice. Kings and Queens of England and UK are next. So we've got our next character in. I can't see. There we go. Is it Edward the 4th? I believe. I believe it's little King Edward the 5th and his father, the King Edward the 4th. So I finally hit a border right here. I made a little start on that, and I think I will go around and put the border in between like the characters, and I'm going to leave all the names out till last because that's just backstitch. So I think I'll do all the backstitch at the same time. Yoda Rapstar. This is a PDF image by the artist, and I reached out and asked if I could make it into a cross stitch, and they gave me permission to do so. So I started this on the dark green fabric, but as I said, I had to play around with dyes, and dark green, dark blue. I was not enjoying on the dark blue, so I made my own colorway and have made a start. It doesn't look like very much right now. It's like right in the middle of the jumper. So until I have, that's not, is that stitched? No, that green's not stitched in there. That's just some dye. So it'll take a little while to see some definition. Is that the word I'm looking for? Some actual context. So that's the fabric. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, Goosebumps. I think this might be my next focus on finish, just to get it done, because it's kind of small. I'm just going to fill in this, and then I can't even really move the hoop over. Maybe I'll add some fabric to the side of this as well, so I can attach it in the hoop a bit more securely. This one goes pretty fast as well. I wasn't particularly looking forward to it once I started, because I thought it was a lot of white or B5 200 or whatnot, and it's not really. There's some grays, so it's not like a solid fill-in. This one's going to be fun. Sampler Quaker Village is next. I really like my Quakers. I think I'll always have a Quaker in rotation, because again, it's all those small wins, isn't it? So small finishes. There we go. This is where we're at. This was a little fun one to do. Didn't take very long at all, but it's a cutie patootie. I wish I had realized that I could dye my own fabric earlier on, because this would have looked really nice as like all different pinks. But it is what it is, and I'm not starting again. Tina You Fat Lard is next. And another finish. Once I've focused on just putting a thread in, sometimes it was before I started my daily project, sometimes it was in between, or I just had a little bit of extra minutes. Once I focused on that, it's pretty quick to get things out. Christmas Sampler is next, done by the same people as the Spring Quaker Village. Again, I do wish I had dyed this fabric as well. This is the side of the border. I'm going to fill in this and then focus, I think, back up here, or I don't know. I don't know, don't make plans. This one's a bit cute. I think I will focus on this one getting done before Christmas, but it shouldn't be too hard. Now I've got a few finishes. August we'll have a few days free. I'm not filling those days. Like, yes, I've finished 1, 2, 3, 4 projects, but I'm not going to add 4 more projects. I'm focusing on getting these ones done. Pokemon is next. This is my oldest whip. I probably could have ironed this. That's okay. Despite what people think, there is no cross-stitch police. No one's coming to get me. Oh, this is a bit tricky. Come on. My percentage on Pattern Keeper tells me that I'm a lot further than what I am. It's saying it's like 33%, but that's because when I put the pattern into Pattern Keeper, I marked off all the white that's on the outside because I'm not stitching white on white. And now it's out of the Q-snap. I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. It'll be a nice surprise for all of us when it happens, when I work it out. Okay, so Dragon Skeleton was the next I would have been working on. It wasn't bringing me joy. Every time I thought about it and knew that it was coming up, I sort of dreaded it. And before I went to pick it up again, I thought that's not the point of crafting and cross-stitching and relaxing. The point is to enjoy what you're working on. So I have UFO'd it. I probably will start it again at some stage, but it won't be on black and it won't be in tint. Those are the 2 things that I'm pretty sure were wrong with me working on that pattern. So I replaced it with Evolution. There was another YouTuber who was doing this, and my partner and I play Pokemon Go, and Eevee's one of my favorite Pokemon, so I started it. I started it on a fabric I dyed myself, and it's only a small start, but it's a start, and I'm much happier working on this than what I think I ever was on Dragon Skeleton. So that's fun. It's a fun fabric. This is sort of what I was talking about. If I could go back and know what I know now earlier, I would have put the Spring Quaker Village on something like this. Lady and Baby is next, which is also another of my own designs. It's going to be a bit tricky to show. There we go, that might be easier. So I'll finish that whole corner down there. It may not look like I've done much, but I have put 500 or so stitches in, and that was just filling in all the gaps that I had in here of colours I didn't own. So now I have all the colours I need for this, and I just filled all that in, worked up a little bit more, and went back into Baby's face and filled in a bit more of baby's face as well. I was nervous because I'm notoriously bad for mapping out where things are, unless it's connecting. Like, I treat my cross stitch like Minesweeper. It pretty much needs to touch or be very close for me to commit to putting a stitch in, because I'm so scared I'm going to make a mistake. So I was actually going to go down and attach this, but I've counted across several times, and I am quite certain it's all in the correct place. So we will see what I end up working on next. Again, it'll be a surprise to both of us. And last is Grogu and Mendo. This is the one I had my son, my 4-year-old, choose which Star Wars pattern he wanted me to work on, and he chose this one. And I have heard other Flosstubers say that their kids have been asking them, hey, have you finished this one for me yet? And I was a bit skeptical about what kid really cares. But I apologize. My son has asked me many times if I have finished this. It's not a massive project, so he won't have to wait too long. It's not like a AIDA or anything. And I think for the sake of him wanting it and the fact there's a lot of backstitch, I'll probably focus on this one a little bit more as well. So that's fun. I was going to, well, that is it for my cross stitch and my whips. So if you're done here, then I will see you next month. But if you'd like to stick around, I would like to very quickly show you all the fabric that I've dyed, because I'm very happy about it. And I've started crochet. When I was younger, my mum taught me how to do like the granny square and very basic. But I have taken up crochet again, and thank you to YouTube for teaching me how to do things. I have made something very cute. Just one moment. I made a turtle. Actually, I'm calling it a tortoise because it doesn't really have fins. It's a bit dodgy. It's the first thing I've actually made and completed, so I'm actually very proud of myself and thrilled with the results. Boop. I didn't stop there. I got some chenille, is that how you say it? Chenille yarn. And made this little cutie. His head's on a bit wonky. His stitches aren't perfect, but I made him. And I'm very proud of myself. So that's my crochet. And very quickly, these are the fabrics. I was playing around. I'm not sure what I'm going to fit on this. This is 11 count as well. But I was just playing around. This greeny blue, which I have a vision to do like a woodland fairy or fairy queen on there. But again, it's 11 count. And I'm actually finding it hard to find patterns that are going to fit. If anyone has anything, any suggestions, I'd be happy to have a look and take you up on it. Again, 11 count. This is the coffee staining. Another coffee staining, which looks like parchment paper. I'm in love with it. There's one pattern on Etsy that says has apothecary, like the sign. but it's not going to fit. So I love something of that sort of that vibe. It's a very light pink. I'm not sure if you can see the markings on that. Probably too light. Beautiful purple. Again, another one I'd love to do, like a springtime fairy, like just a monochromatic black picture. I think would be really nice on this. Oh, this one looks like the sky on camera. That'd be nice. Some little I don't know, dragon. I'm not into butterflies or anything like that, but maybe a dragon. That would be cool. This one's a bit dark for me. I didn't like how it turned out. It turned out too like tie-dyed, so I kept going back in and back in and adding more and more. And it's a bit dark. I'm not sure what I would do with that, but it's in my stash. This one is super fun. One of my favorites. But again, it's so small. I'm not sure what I could possibly put on that. That'd be cute as like a map or something, I think. And the last one. So this is all from food colouring. And I didn't actually look up how to dye fabric, not really. I did it like you do with paper. So dye it, obviously, and leave it sort of scrunched up and put in the oven. And that's how I've got some of these markings on there that actually look like burns, because it was actually burning in the oven. But I'm really happy with it. So that's it. That's my crafting for July. And I will see you again at the end of August. Bye. Happy stitching.